One of the most attractive parts of AngularJS is the relative testability, particularly when compared with other UI frameworks. Angular controllers and directives, factories as well, make it really easy to test, but sometimes there's patterns that are harder to test than others. The scope.watch pattern is something that may require a little bit of nuance, and once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to do. Here I'm watching a hash called nutritional value. If you look down here, we've set the hash with three properties: calories, fat, and carbs. And we're doing a deep watch here, which is this true property right down here. That'll make the watcher fire whenever any property within the hash changes. Now what this is going to do is it's going to compare the new value with the old value, and if any key in the new value is larger than the old value, it's going to add a warning. So it's going to say calories have gone up, fat have gone up, not exactly grammatical, carbs have gone up, or it can append all three of the ones that go up. So this is a kind of standard watcher pattern in that it's evaluating a property or a number of properties and then setting some value based on that kind of output in return. In the case that nothing has gone up, it sets the warning back to null. So we're going to test that now. I've created a PyController spec, which you guys have already seen if you've watched some of the other videos, and I've already added the evaluations in here. And in the watchers section, I actually have a before each. I'm running a scope.digest before, and this will make sure the watcher fires the initial time that it needs to. All watchers are fired when they're instantiated. Because this happens normally in the DOM and in a controller, it's a good thing to replicate here so you don't have any unexpected behavior. In this case, I haven't added anything to my global before each method, and I have added something to the initialization. So let's start with the initialization here, because this is easy. So we just want to expect this to equal the hash. So we expect scope.nutritional value to equal this guy right here. And that's just the default that we're setting. And then warning should be null by default. So we'll say expect null, scope.warning. Okay, now once we have those initialization expectations, let's move over to the watchers here, see what this thing is going to do. So if we were to increment any of the single values in the nutritional value, in theory, once the digest cycle fires, then the warning should be set. So if we say scope.nutritional value.carbs ++, and then we do a scope.digest, what we're guessing is that the watcher should then set the scope.warning. Of course, got to respell that. Should be carbs have gone up. I'm also capitalizing the first letter. And then we should be able to copy that down to here, but just have this be fat. I know this is not grammatical, but we'll fix that in a later version. Fat have gone up. And then we want calories as well. So this is just testing that each individual one that we're watching works. Sometimes this is overkill. If you're using a standard method, testing one or two is alright, but I just want to give an idea of what full coverage might look like. And then we can also have a combination. So if we have carbs, calories, and fat, so this should create a list of all three of them, so it would be in the order that they're defined in the hash: calories, fat, carbs have gone up. And if nothing happens, which is a default case, it should be null. So that's kind of tested in instantiation, but there's no digest cycle. And then this is when everything has gone down, or something has gone down. So we want to make sure decrementing doesn't actually cause the warning to happen, because of course decrementing any of these things is okay for you. So we'll once again expect null, scope.warning. Okay, let's run our test. We should see 30 of 30 passing.